Howdy, I'm Grey Pilgrim. Well, first of all, something I wanted to mention from the last video I did that I forgot to mention during it. This is a book you should read. Everybody should read it. If you've read Sun Tzu's The Art of War, that is the Chinese statement on the art of war and the tactics, logistics, coordination of armies, things like that. It's sort of like Clausewitz did on war, which is the German take on the same subject. This is the Japanese take. This is written by Minamoto Musashi, and Musashi was the greatest samurai who ever lived, bar none. And it's a book about being a samurai. It also contains, it's kind of a unique edition of this book in that it contains these watercolor drawings. These were all done by Musashi. That was what he did when he quit being a samurai. When he retired, he became an artist, and he did some beautiful little watercolor paintings, mainly of waterfowl and nature and stuff, but and occasionally haiku. But it's just fascinating. The book itself is it's not a long read, but it's well worth reading. And the second book you should read is Hagakure. Now, this is an abridgment of the full thing. The full thing is about 3,000 chapters. It's huge. This is an abridgment, about 300 little verses from it. Good enough to read this. If you can, get the whole thing. But this is a translation of Hagakure, or the Book of the Samurai. It also comes out as The Way of the Samurai. It's basically the story of a samurai who served a clan during the very early days of the shogunate, and bemoaning the fact that his sires, his grandfather, his father, they had all fought in the... Thing just died on me. I have no idea why, but it just goes blink, 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 and starts not working. Anyway, Hagakure, as I was saying, this book is about a Japanese samurai, and it was written by Yamamoto Tamatomo. I'm lousy at Japanese names. And it's his life as a samurai and the things that are important to him. Basically lamenting, oh, they had it so much better in the good old days. Now, remember when the shogunate started, a samurai basically lost most of his power. Before that, he was supposed to always carry two swords and live by the code of Bushido. Bushido was not really a written down law. It was just a recognized code among samurais. It was the way of the warrior. And the problem, the problem the samurais had is once the Warring States period ended, they basically, their reason to be ceased to be. Some of them got jobs in the bureaucracy and became bureaucrats under the shogunate. Others, well, their daimyo, their clan may have disbanded, and then they became ronin. Ronin means a samurai without a lord, just wandering around, sort of like what we would call a knight errant in the medieval period. A knight who doesn't serve a lord. Well, in the medieval period of the shogunate, the samurai had a unique position, because in their culture, you had the shogunate, you had the daimyo, you had the samurai, you had the samurai's retainers, and then you had the peasants, and then the merchants. That was the structure of the society, and it was very much a closed society, medieval sort of thing. You couldn't move up or down along the social strata. And the samurai held on to their position jealously, but they, unfortunately, they couldn't fight their way to the top anymore. Even duels were made illegal. And one of the things about a samurai, if you two samurais get into a discussion and an argument, one of them pulls his katana and the other one answers. And that's why the katana, the riposte to a katana attack is always so fast, because usually it's over in one swing of the katana. Other problem is the first samurai to pull his katana out is guilty. It doesn't matter if he was right to begin with or wrong. He is guilty. Under the laws of the shogunate, he has just forfeited his life by pulling out that sword. So even if he wins the duel, he probably commits seppuku because that's what honor requires. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. But the real reason I did this video was to talk about this. This is a Mauser WTP. It's a 25 ACP auto pistol made by Mauser before the HSC and after the 1910-1914 series. It came in 3 variants, Model 1, Variant 1 and 2, and the Model 2. This is a Model 1, Variant 2. At the time, Mauser was called Waffenfabrik Mauser. Later they became Mauser Works, but it's marked Waffenfabrik Mauser, which is the old designation of the company. That's how you tell one from two. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in the history of old guns, may I strongly suggest a website. It's called The Unblinking Eye. So theunblinkingeye.com/guns with a capital G. He has write-ups in there on all sorts of really weird older semi-automatics. Some revolvers, but mainly semi-automatics. So if you really want to know about the 1907 Rothsteyr, the Bergman, the Campogero, or other such weird designs of different people, that's the place to look. Unblinkingeye.com. I highly recommend it. It's an excellent work on the subject. Of course, that means you've got to read it. The problem with today's world is if it isn't a 20-second TikTok video and it just died again. Honestly, I don't understand this thing, why it's going off all the time. I've got a brand new battery in it. I've got a new video card in it, and yet it keeps dying. I think this is a GoPro 7, I think it's called, or I don't know what it's called, but it's got a 7 on the side of it. So if I get another camera, it's not going to be a GoPro. It'll be, I don't know. Matter of fact, if you know of a good camera for doing this kind of stuff, like for close-ups of guns like this, let me know in the description or the comment section below. Write in your suggestions as a great gun camera to buy, because I need a new camera. This thing is just acting funky on me all the time. Anyway, that's about all I wanted to talk about. The Mauser WTP. I think it's a cute little pistol. It's the only 25 auto I own. I wanted a baby Browning, but this one's good enough because it's just about as rare and slightly less expensive than a baby Browning. Anyway, that's what I got to say. Happy trails.